Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into this video, I just want to say that my dog will be popping in every 30 seconds, so say hi to Marlo. But in this video, I just really wanted to talk to you guys about how I am getting ready for the new year. Today is December 28th, it's a Wednesday, and so there are 29, 30, 3 more days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 3 more days until the new year. And I have really been like reflecting and like thinking about like what my intentions are for the new year. I've never really been like a new year, new me person, or like I've never been a person who like set goals for the new year, and that can be good or bad. But for this new year, I wanted to like go into it with some set intentions, a few goals, and basically just like having a vision for how I want to move forward with the new year. I don't really think that a new year means anything in regards to like becoming a better person or just like setting goals. Honestly, I don't really think there's a huge difference. I feel like a lot of people like to use the new year, new me thing as an excuse as to why they haven't reached their goals yet. So that may be why I haven't really set goals like for the new year. But now that I have been through a lot of stuff this year and I have really been like just reflective over like my life and myself, I felt like this would be a good time to just like sit down, reflect, think about like what I have done, what I haven't done, and things like that. And that way it can just kind of like help me like move forward. It's not like I'm like starting something new, because like honestly the past like 2 months of my life have been like a lot different from what I've seen throughout this whole year. So I feel like I'm not really doing anything new. I'm just like intensifying like how hard I want to go. But before I get into it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. I post health content, and I love to also post like self-development and self-growth videos. So 2 days ago on December 26th, the day after Christmas, I went in my journal and I answered 4 prompts that I came up on my own. I didn't go and try to find any prompts. I kind of just went off like what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to write about. So this is like how it looks. It's at the top, it says how I'm preparing for 2023, because I had been like wanting to record this video for literally like 2 weeks now, and I'm finally getting the chance to do it. So the 4 questions I have, I start off by reflecting. So that's the first thing. What went well and how did I feel? And that's really a broad statement, because I don't really look at like not accomplishing something as a failure, but we'll get into that. So that's the first question. The second question is, what do I want to grow in / work on? Third question, how do I see myself in the future? And then what do I need to let go of? So those are the 4 prompts, and I wrote about like a little over a paragraph for both. I probably could have wrote more, but honestly I just stopped like whenever I felt like, okay, this is a good stopping point. So for the first question, what went well in 2022, I did like a timeline. So like I started from like when the beginning of this year started up until now, and like what I've done. So, you know, I graduated college, I moved to Atlanta, I got fired from Olive Garden, you know, I started a new job, I started school, I left that job, I left school. So I kind of just reflect on that and how like I stopped doing eyelashes. I don't know if I told you guys, but I did start doing eyelashes the ending of last year, and then I went into this new year doing it, and then I stopped around like April, like right before I graduated. So I talked about that. Next question, what do I want to work on? So I got really specific. I talked about like how I want to work on my attitude, relationships, my YouTube channel and my Instagram growth, my relationship with God, and a lot of the like other things that I want to grow in, which I will get into a little bit later in this video. And then I talked about how I see myself in the future. So I didn't say like how I want to see myself in the next year. I actually meant like in the future. So that can be anytime, but really it was just like a broad like question. So I just talked about like how I see myself being a businesswoman, you know, being my highest self. I talked about like my vision, how, you know, I am aspiring to be debt free, financially free, being more feminine, because that's definitely one of my like really like my goals, and like just like how I want to be as a person, just a lot more feminine, because I realized that like I am always pretty much operating in masculine energy, and that's because a lot of things that I went through as a child, but I've been aware of that for probably about a year now, so that's something that I definitely want to work on, and I am working on. But with that question, I really just talked about like my vision overall. And then the last question, what do I need to let go of? So I just talked about like a lot of those inner things that I'm holding on to. So like self-doubt, insecurities, you know, unhealthy habits, or habits that aren't like helping me become a better person, being lazy or just unproductive too much. And then like just like specific things when it comes to like other people, whether that has to do with like being hateful, being bitter, you know, or being guilty about things. I just kind of touched on all of that. So that's the first thing I did. I felt like this would be good to do before I get into my goals, because I just really wanted to like think about like what actually has happened this year. What could I do better on, or what did I already do good in, to kind of help me like pinpoint what exactly I want to work on moving forward. So the next thing I did was write down the categories that I want to focus on. So I follow this influencer on Instagram. I think her name is BITCH, I'm budgeting, which is so funny. I think that's her name on Instagram. Yeah, I'm budgeting. So I follow her. She posts a lot of content regarding budgeting, money, financial freedom, like things like that. And she showed how in her notes she divided up like basically her goals based on like categories, so like finances, health, things of that nature. And I was like, dang, that is so smart. Like instead of like, and I kind of do that anyway, but like instead of just writing like three to five like broad goals, like you can kind of like put each goal into a category based on like what you personally want to work on. And to some people that might be overwhelming, but for somebody like me who's really like goal driven anyway, I felt like that would be like the best thing to do. So the 5 categories, and I don't think I showed you guys, this is how it looks. I have 5 categories, and then I have my title up here. So I have financial, knowledge, self-worth / confidence, business, and health. So like those are like the 5 categories of like what I want to work on the most, and like where I want to put my goals. So I don't want to tell you guys what my goals are, because I feel like with social media, it's easy to get like influence when it comes to your own personal goals and like what you need to work on based on what you see somebody else doing. And I know personally, like I'll see somebody post like a goal or something, and I'll think like, dang, like maybe that should be my goal. Not like literally that should be my goal, but like it kind of like has an influence on like, okay, maybe my goal is too small, maybe I need to go bigger. But your goal should always be tailored towards you and your situation. Like don't ever compare yourself to other people, because somebody else's situation, I guarantee you, is totally different from yours. So somebody else's goal might be to save 100K in 2023, but honestly, like for you that might be unrealistic, not because you literally can't do it, but because like your financial situation is different. You might have more bills than that person. Like I know people who are my age who have more money than me, but they don't pay bills. So like I have to like stay grounded with them myself and know like where I'm at and make my goals tailored towards me. So I say that to say that I'm not gonna go, and actually I haven't even wrote like what my 2023 specific goals are, because me and my boyfriend are gonna do that on New Year's Day. So basically in these categories I kind of just like wrote out like broad statements as to like what exactly I want to work on. So for instance, for financial, I said that I wanted to decrease debt. I have one credit card, and then I also have a medical bill. So those are 2 things that I want to decrease, like, or you know, get rid of. And then like knowledge, I said that I want to learn more about mental health. I also want to learn a new language. Really not a new language. I already know Spanish a little bit just from like taking Spanish classes since like we were in kindergarten. So I want to actually become bilingual and be able to speak fluent Spanish. For self-worth, I said that I wanted to be more secure with my decisions and not compare myself to others, and just trust God, like when it comes to our relationship, and trusting that what's for me would be for me. And then business, so I said that I want to grow my Instagram and my YouTube. And then for health, of course, I want better gut health, and I said that I want to become leaner and be stronger. So like I didn't put any goals in there. I just have like intentions, like what am I working towards. And like I said, I'm going to actually make my goals on New Year's Day. So this is the next thing I did. I recommend doing something like this because it helps you get a little bit more clear on like what you actually want. And I would suggest like reflecting on yourself first and then doing this, because you want to just be more aware of what you have done this year or what you could have done better. That way you know what you want to keep doing, and you know what worked for you and what didn't work for you. So being able to reflect, I was able to really like think about like what habits really helped me and what habits didn't work for me. Like I know the job I had didn't work for me. I know that whatever workout routine that I've been doing, it's been working for me, being that I have lost a lot of fat and I have built muscles. So I know that like my eating habits have been good. So like things like that, I just recommend like just being reflective first and then thinking about like how you want to move forward. And so the last thing I did to prepare for this new year is create a digital vision board. So I have actually never done this before. Usually I think I made a vision board once, and it was like my freshman or sophomore year of college. I have not done it since then, like an actual physical a physical vision board. And so I felt like this would be a good time to make a digital vision board, being that honestly we're on our phones all the time, and me personally, I am on my phone a lot because I post YouTube content, I post content on my Instagram, so I'm pretty much on my phone a lot. So I did create a digital vision board, and I'll put it up on the screen, but this is probably can't see because of the glare. But basically I used Pinterest and Google, and I just like searched up like pictures of stuff that I am like wanting to put on my board. And then I used the Fonto app. I know a lot of people use Canva. You can use whatever app works for you, but I use Fonto. That's what I use to make my thumbnails. And basically I just put all my pictures up on the board, and I made it my wallpaper on my phone, and I made it my wallpaper on my laptop. And basically I did this because I want to be able to see like what my goals and intentions are every single day, and pretty much any time of the day. I think I'm actually going to go and print this out and like hang it up in my room, hang it up like in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the living room. Me and my boyfriend are actually going to have like a whole little setup for it eventually. We're slowly still trying to get our apartment together. We are still getting our finances together, so we're not doing too much, but it's slowly coming together. But eventually we want to have like our vision boards up like on a table by our door. But anyway, so I made this vision board, and I'll tell you guys a few things that I put on there. So like I put a lot of quotes because I feel like quotes just resonate with me so well. So one quote I have is visualize your highest self and start showing up as her. I put rich black girl, invest in yourself, make yourself a priority. So I would say like really my intentions like moving into the new year is really just to focus on me more, because I've realized that like throughout my life I've really been more concerned with other people, pouring into other people's cup, and really leaving myself pretty empty. It's kind of strange because yes, I'm very goal driven and I work hard, but on the flip side of that, I still would pour more into people and like put other people's needs and stuff before myself. Like for instance, like for Christmas this past year or 2-3 days ago, I actually like I made a budget for myself. I was like, this Christmas I'm not going broke, because I'll be honest and say that every Christmas before this year I've always like went broke to buy Christmas gifts for my boyfriend, my family. I have a lot of siblings, so like all my siblings, like I would literally like, even if it's just a $20 gift for one person, like I still would like make sure that I get everybody something. But I was like, this year I'm not doing that. Like, I need to put myself first, and I need to take care of, and let's not even forget the fact that most people did not do that for me. Like, I was always the person that would like do things for other people, and they don't do the same for me, and I still experience that. But I've actually stopped like giving to other people who don't give to me. I hate doing that because like that's not the type of person I am, but I realize like if I just want to be my highest self, and if I want to be happy and secure with myself, I have to put myself first. So anyways, I actually stuck to my budget for Christmas, and I did not go and like splurge on everybody. I made a budget for my boyfriend and my parents, and then I have my best friend. I got her a gift, but I made sure that I didn't like go broke to buy anybody anything, because like, who wants to be broke? And I'm just so proud of myself that I did that. But I say that to say that's why making myself a priority, why that being on here is very important to me, because that's just how I want to be for the rest of my life. I just, of course, like when I have kids, when I get married, of course sometimes you will have to pour more into other people, but overall and generally, and at least right now in my life, I just really want myself to be my #1 priority. So I have that on here. I have knowledge is power, because that's another thing that I'm really going into. I just really want to focus on reading, educating myself, and being proactive with what I am learning. So I will tell you guys, one habit that I'm bringing into the new year is reading one book every month, and the book that I read is going to be like on something new that I don't know about, or just something that I've heard about or have been curious about. But basically like just being real intentional with like what I'm learning and what I'm consuming when it comes to knowledge. I have a money magnet, I have books, I have a couple on here because I know like I said, I'm not as feminine as I would like to be, and also just like as I'm getting older and I've been with my boyfriend for over 5 years, you know, we're stepping into that like next phase of our lives, and I just want to make sure that I'm being the best person that I can be for myself and for our future family. So that's something that I am like focused on. I have a girl who's cooking, and I have a girl with flowers. I love that because that's like self-care is becoming very, very important to me. I didn't realize how much I really neglect myself, and usually it was because of money purposes, and I think that it's okay to be smart and to, you know, prioritize, because I'm gonna always prioritize no matter what. But I realized that because I was not smart with my money, and I used to have that mindset of like, okay, as long as my bills paid, like I'm good, and like I went and budget for other things like my nails, my hair, or whatever. I just realized how neglectful that was, and so now I'm just being very intentional with my money, which allows me to be intentional with my self-care. So spending more time in the shower when it comes to like shaving, and like the moisturizers that I use, and my skincare, my makeup, and definitely my hair. Like that's also, I have a picture of a girl who has very long curly hair, because I have curly hair and it's getting longer. You guys know I did the big chop if you've been following my channel. And so that's another thing, like going into the new year, I want to keep like focusing on my hair, so just making sure that I get a trim every 2 weeks. But basically I just made this vision board because I just feel like seeing like what you aspire to be, or you know, how you want to become better, I feel like it keeps you grounded and it keeps you focused, and it makes your vision clear. So I recommend making a vision board, and I think we're actually going to make a physical vision board on New Year's Day, but we're going to spend our whole day just really like focused on like our goals and just like what we want to accomplish this year, like actual specific goals. And I may vlog that day. I may like show you guys what exactly we are going to do. I don't know, maybe. But I'm also going to do a video of some habits that I'm bringing into the new year. I've actually already, well, pretty much every habit that I'm bringing into the new year, I've already started, because I don't believe in waiting until the new year. If you're already aware that you can do something to better yourself, go ahead and start. So yeah, that will probably be the next video. But I know the next few videos I want to do, I want it to be more self-development centered, because I have really been showing you guys you know, me working out and things like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you can take something from it, and you try one of these things that I've tried, if not all three, I do feel definitely like motivated and ready for the new year. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, comment on it, and I will see you guys in my next video.